sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
No! I won't give in!
Throbs in pain.
Tempest Wall!
Take this!
You're
mine!
Let's do it!
Let's tear him up!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
What the hell is that thing?
probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
You require help.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Good! Leave it to you!
Take this!
Glacier Spear!
You picked the wrong fight!
There you are!
I'm not
Don't
done!
mind if I do!
Front! Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane!
Ready
Ready
to
to
devastation!
I can carve through. Now I'm in the
Dragon
groove.
Healing
Swarm!
circle! Thanks so much! Raging
Fire
Cascade! Here's the evil! Thanks so much!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint.
Nope, that is
Healing
silly.
circle!
You're mine!
Raging storm!
Dragon Swarm!
These
Stay
six
away
have
from
got
my
your
friend.
name on them. First strike! Talon Storm!
Here I come!
The earth throbs with
Talon
pain.
Hurricane! Take this! Rippin' Tail!
Cupid!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm just getting started.
You're
It looks like you got it covered.
Rippin'... Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
From beyond.
No
imbue
escape!
this vanquished
You're
soul
finished!
with life. Resuscitation.
Pierce through!
Shine.
Eternal devastation!
Now I'm in the groove!
Now why is it being interrupted?
Eagle assault!
Eternal down!
I'll heal you all. Not on my watch.
Double demon fang! I don't know what I'd do without you.
I'm on it!
Perhaps now. Isn't the time?
I really don't.
I'm ready!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Will this help?
Not a chance!
I'm on it! Talon Hurricane!
Dragon
Sword!
Sword!
Dragon!
The fluidity of your movement.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Burn in hell!
With it
Let me
now!
help.
In the groove!
Dragon Sword!
Hear my call!
I'll smash you!
This one's mine!
You're mine! Eternal devastation!
Take it down!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Leave the charge for me! Eagle heel! Talon sword!
Take this!
Far enough! Talon! Oh, now
Hold on to your arch! Here I come!
Fear is throbbing in pain.
Here, let me help!
Eat this!
I owe you all. It's on! Ignite!
Talon sword!
In a bind?
Searing flame!
Eternal
Reload!
devastation!
Showtime! Armor won't save you!
Fury!
Heal!
Demon fang!
Radiant blood! Searing flame!
Enjoy demon fang! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I'll heal you all!
Regenerate!
Thanks!
Here come more!
You'll just have to keep fighting.
Let them mark! Leave the enemy's arch to me!
Take it! No complaints here!
Sword Ring Alpha! It's on!
Talon Hurricane!
You picked the wrong fight!
Glimmer Dragon!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
My turn! Lunar Rondo!
A whirling struggle!
I'm not done!
Now!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help!
Not a chance! Lunar Rondo!
Not in your dreams!
You're mine!
Prepare to be seized.
Reload!
In a bind?
Talon sword!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Now!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Mega ray!
Now! You're mine!
Searing flame! Ready!
Try harder!
I can handle it!
It's on!
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
You require
Eagle assault!
Raging sword! Where are you going?
Rip it! I'm
Let's
just
go!
getting started! I'll smash you!
There you go! Don't let up!
can't get out of this!
Illuminate the dark! I'll heal you all! Holy Lantern! One more!
You pay for
They're
that!
all coming after me!
I'm coming, Redwell!
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine.
Dragon!
Far enough!
Dance in the wind! Shield! Close one! The magic is there! Burning!
This should do it!
What was I thinking?
Heal my weary companion.
I've used too
Okay,
much.
here I go. Try harder!
Hold on to your heart, Fear. Here I come. Not in your dreams. Free Florida. I'll heal you all.
It's on! Burn in hell! Dragon Swarm!
Lunar Blast. Watch it.
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Elusive deity.
Here I come!
I'm ready.
Dragon Swarm! No, it's
Shine. Radiant light. Force of regeneration.
Arch sealed.
I'm gonna need more of that. Medicine. Slash! Try harder!
What was I thinking?
Try harder!
Ready to go. Back from death
Try
to
harder!
Resuscitation. I'll heal you all.
Crush!
Denied.
You're
Healing
finished!
circle.
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plate.
Yes, ma'am.
Ignite!
Eat this. That's freaking just.
You're mine!
Here.
No escape!
I'll bring you back
You're
from death
mine.
to this.
Swallow this.
Do it!
Resuscitation.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
I'll heal you all.
You're mine!
Hurricane.
Healing circle.
Smash you.
Primed and ready.
Here and now.
Thanks!
Where are you going?
Take this! It's over! Crush!
Array. Watch and weep.
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help.
It's the flame inside me! Yours to be light! I'm not done! Burn!
Lead the charge. Let's tear him up.
Here I come!
Hurricane. Annihilation.
That did it!
Do it.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitate. It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
From beyond. Prepare to be seen.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alvin!
Watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel?
If we assume that...
I'd like to think so.
I'm even stronger than before.
Is it just me, or is anyone else peckish?
Hey, is that it over there?
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenik.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and...
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alf.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right.
Right.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for
How much time are we talking?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard.
So we've just got to...
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegus once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before...
Let's try not to...
Either we race ahead...
Works for me.
It's funny.
What is?
All this. After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I...
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey...
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave down.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken. And this is no picnic for me, either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegus and the Renan homeworld leave Dana. I don't think we'll...
Is there no way we can...
The people of Lenik?
Sure. And it's not just
Because there are still many... There are those on Lenegus who have never...
Look, none of us want to fight. but these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana.
Right. We're...
Right.
Don't forget, there's all...
That's right. Shion? Huh?
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
That's too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Alvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have
believe...
As a still,
No.
we have
So,
well,
yeah.
right. Let's return.
So, but why?
As for,
You know,
can you blame when one special?
Doha...
I am at. As for,
Right.
How?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, that?
Compare. Still. She.
Yeah,
She really.
I just... Those...
You can. I have my.
Agreed.
Did you?
You mean
Yeah, it's like
you and...
you?
That's what
At least,
I don't think...
yeah.
I know.
Hey,
Zeph?
I guess.
Law.
Sorry, we'll need a problem.
Yeah. Can't...
After
Fair.
she... I thought... But
I know.
she...
I'm
You...
Yeah, you were a...
Yeah, when you think... But over... No, I think...
Rinwa. Hey, you doing all right?
As much as I try to look like I have things under control.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, Don't worry, it's okay. I've met too many people, so I'll fight. I don't know how we're...
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, but I swear I'll be...
Thank you.
Remember what we learned?
Yeah.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegus.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better...
Law, don't say...
Speaking of...
A name?
Well, after all the trouble we went...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegus and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the
Nothing like kinda makes the
How much longer?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should
Good idea. Think you'll be all right?
You mean the ones...
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion?
We'll be...
This must...
Let's just... Like,
You mean...
that's... Day in, the look... Some exist... I thought things... Is it any... Sure, that's what...
I'm sorry. You say it... That's Why should... It's that... If we're...
A world
If we're Now I see it.
of...
You bet.
Yeah, we can...
Some...
No. I was
You mean since...
I am as... You too. Doesn't that frighten...
Well, it is, but I can't...
I see.
Dohalie.
Forget... Come back.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do.
Well, maybe you're...
Guys.
Oh, that's a good...
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of...
You okay?
Actually,
Glad to...
I was just...
It's a
Oh, Alphen?
No, Nayor.
So,
Yes.
that's
What?
with the amount Alphen.
Of course.
Even... I'll always... The world... If I've learned... And the...
Well,
I know.
Kisar...
Prop...
Is everyone about ready?
Before...
Kisar?
I'd like to hear...
Very well. Of course, it's social.
Enough to...
They can be honed with the... As a...
Those cake... Still.
Thanks.
Come on.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around...
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman... Are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to
That red woman's got a...
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If they're... There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated.
Do you think anyone realized...
We may not have received a royal welcome,
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come, and if we're lucky, the Ren is...
There is an area of the city that...
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know. In any case...
Then you think that source might have been the Renaissance?
Precisely. Whatever the ceremony... Then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds.
Indeed.
But it's been over
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. Capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people...
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening. But so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own, let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well,
I can well imagine.
why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And...
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins put.
Good idea.
I shall
You sure?
being a lord.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pay.
Your lordship, I descended to I witnessed the...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt.
All red, eh?
Yeah,
What's with all these...
never mind. Is everything okay? I was hoping to...
I suppose I daren't stay. I was hoping.
You mean you know what?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris.
Yes.
But of course, I thought maybe it was a.
It's worth investigating. I shall go and assess
You'd really do.
our lot in life.
Oh, why, yeah.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not...
As
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Well, we've canvassed this.
No one...
Not to...
Even.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
The salt. There is.
The soft...
Without the. That's a.
The point...
No.
Neither have I...
Hold up.
Assuming...
But what about.
Not if the...
But what if some.
I'm. But.
Whoever... Thereafter. As for how...
Three? That's not...
Do you think.
I can't...
But that would. We never did. Is a new.
Wait a second. This.
There's something...
If the
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens. Let's go.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean,
But Dohalim...
Only current...
Even if the other lords...
I wonder what... Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
well, yeah, to us Danins, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know.
It feels...
Yeah.
If you're that... Every lord... And luckily...
Yeah!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective. So even...
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little consistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but
Ridiculous.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the family's...
yeah.
They must...
Renans, but their loyalty to their people is also...
That's what
Right.
Guess that...
So, yeah. Also...
Yeah, but...
I know. But so I guess...
Even if...
Renwell.
Am I...
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't... I think that...
Shion...
And I'm...
There's something I just...
What is it?
The crown contest itself is always in which...
Yeah?
So...
Han,
So then...
the last time...
You're saying...
Now that you...
And that...
A new... In other words...
True, but...
You and me...
Within...
No, you stay...
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't—
If killing me will bring you peace.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that
Is it true?
each of us have our—
Before,
the mistakes I made.
Did you mean what you—
She has more right to my—
But you can't just—
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far— Besides, you— Forgive me.
What's this thing?
Wow, this place—
Yeah, you think?
Is something the matter?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play Avakir.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous— entranced by her playing. I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority. It was a time of great—
A friendship.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides—
You're praised, and even then, Tarnagan had— But fate.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no— But he was destined.
You mean he was—
How could I tell?
So instead you let—
That's not the same—
It is exact— As for what happened—
But
Shion's right. You saved me. So,
Frank as always, but I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's important to have someone like...
I didn't realize how difficult...
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer open. There. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.